Hey guys, so I'm in my Ford Maverick today and I got a new product I want to try. And I actually want to use this for a later camper build, but I want to use it first and test it out for what it was meant to be used for. And that is uh, a laptop mounting station right here. So you can mount your laptop if you want to work or something in your car. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like. And it's supposed to mount to the seat of your car. So we're going to give it a shot. Okay, here's a manual, USB, power. Okay, so here's some mounting brackets. I can feel it because it's metal, it's heavy. Let's put some of those aside. More mounting hardware. Okay, so looks like some Velcro. Okay, so here's the pad, and there's a fan, cooling fan for your laptop so it doesn't get hot. All right, so it looks like more mounting or custom adjusting things. Is you can see there's a lot of adjustments that can be made. Okay, and here's the mounting hardware. Seems like it's pretty good durable metal. That's a good thing. All right, so let's give it a shot, see how well it fits. Okay, so this Melipron company, I actually have a rack on my Ford Maverick that I installed. It's by the same company. You can click that link up there if you're interested. But this laptop mount, supposedly there's no drilling that you need to do. There's these slots right here that should allow me to slide the mounting hardware in and mount it to the bottom of the chair somewhere. So let's see where we can do that. Okay, so step one, we're gonna put this this bracket on the base, and then we'll find a spot for it. Okay, all right. So the base is actually underneath here. A couple of levels of this packaging. Okay, so we have the base here, and we have this. What we're going to do looks like is that we're going to mount it like this. So you see from the picture, it'll look like that. So I'm going to put in those bolts and then we'll size it up to the car. All right, so what we want to do is we want to put this base onto these slots right here. So there's some adjustability even after you put them on. Got the bolts. Okay, so that's the way it's looking right now. And there's some adjustability right here. You can see it's kind of like bicycle seat clamp type thing. We'll fiddle with that later, but I'm not going to tighten this yet because I don't know where on this I want to slide it yet. So we're going to size it up and see how it looks. So the next step is to choose a suitable position underneath the seat uh, for these little bracket things. Okay, so since we're looking for a spot to mount underneath the car, and every car is different, it looks like they give you different mounting options. You can see the brackets, they're all slightly different in the angles and the size and stuff like that. So we're going to see which one works the best for my Maverick and go from there. Okay, so underneath the Ford Maverick seats, they have these covers that covers up the bolts, one on each side. So we're going to take off that cover. Alright, and it'll expose a Torx bolt. I got a T55. Alright, I'm gonna loosen it up. I'm gonna see if I could lift up the chair and just slide in the mount. So we'll see how that works. So I'll loosen both sides. Alright, so I'm using this clamp right here. Alright, it actually fits in pretty nice. Let's do the other side. I think I need to loosen it up more. Okay, so there, that should be pretty good. Let's see how this mount fits on top. Okay, so it'll go something like this. Let me line up the holes. Yeah, something like that. So let's put in the bolts. Of course, I gotta put this back down tight. All right, so it's now we gotta put on these legs before we put on the bolts. Make sure it's the right height before we put everything in. That's about it. Top bolt on. That should give it a stable leg. Let's get the other one on. Okay, so that's what the legs look like. So now let's put in these bolts and the ones on the other side. All right, those are in. I don't know if it needs to be super tight, if you need to actually put in the full-on ratchet, but let's just hand tighten it for now. There's the way it looks on the other side. All right, that's the way it's looking right now. Okay, next up, let's set up the mount itself for the laptop. Put in these brackets and go from there. All right, these look like it'll allow you to adjust the size of your laptop to different sizes. Okay, got all the side brackets on. So now you can see it's very adjustable to different sizes of your laptop, and it uses these round easy bolts to install this ball joint. Right, next up is this mount to the ball joint, and then these mounts here. All right, there's the ball joint mount. All right, got that last leg, so now we can put this on to the mount. Okay, so we put that in. Well, don't go too tight if you want to adjust it, but after that, you could adjust it. And then you could lock it down tight. So let's get a laptop on there and check it out. All right, so let's try my laptop on it. Put up the screen. Okay. That seems pretty stable. It's just how wide you can open your top. All right, so let's take a look at it from this side. All right, so here's the way it looks over here. Get a wider view. So if you need a laptop for working or for whatever your job might be, this might be a good solution for you. And also, there's a fan that works with your USB. Plug it down there, and you plug it into your USB port, and that'll give you a fan too. All right, pretty cool. Let me turn on my computer so that make sure the fan's blowing. If you can't hear it, I can. The fan is definitely blowing, and I can feel it too, so that's good. Keep your laptop nice and cool. That's the way it looks from the bottom. All right, pretty cool. All right, so I know the next question will be, can you sit a passenger here? And you can see it does limit space, but let's get myself in. So I can sit, but I do have to kind of twist my body a little bit. So it's certainly not ideal if you want a second passenger, but let's see, I can still move the chair up, move the chair back. You know, it can be done. It's not ideal because, you know, you're losing this spot, but it certainly can be done still. So not bad, not a bad option. And of course, when you don't want to use it, you could just take out the mount, just unscrew. Remember, I only did this by my hand tighten. I only hand tighten these, so you could just move this whole thing out, and then you'll be back to normal. And only this rail will remain. Let me show you. Okay, just take that out. Just take this whole thing out, and that's the only thing that remains are those two pegs. So you don't have to take those out, in and out, when you don't want to use it. You could just leave those there, and then you could just remove this whole thing.